Welcome to the 31st Annual Miracle Weekend, broadcasting live from BC Children's Hospital.
We're here this evening and all day tomorrow. We're going to take you inside this incredible facility that's truly built to heal.
And we'll be hearing some remarkable stories from children and their families who have been helped by BC Children's Hospital.
It's going to be a great weekend, so let's get started.
All right, thanks very much, Len. 67% of patients seen every year at BC Children's Hospital come from areas outside the city of Vancouver. For the Loran family from Victoria, BC, Children's Hospital uncovered the answer to an immune disorder that for generations had gone undiagnosed in their family. Here is their story.
My pregnancy with Rowan was very run-of-the-mill, but it was very exciting, and first child of mine. And all we wanted was a red-haired boy, and we got him. Seeing your kid go through a health challenge, any health challenge, makes you feel very helpless. Rowan was laying on an exam table, crying and bleeding. He was so sick. When the medical team were all looking at each other and not saying anything to us, that to me is a sign that something else is going on. I started to get suspicious that there was something more going on when one of the nurses came in and started asking us about our medical history. And anytime I've ever been asked that, I've always mentioned my uncle, my mom's brother, and every single one of the symptoms were things that my uncle went through in his life. When we decided to have a child, I never, ever thought that I would be in that percentage of families that spends time in the hospital, that has a sick kid. I never, ever thought that. And when we were told the details of treatment for Rowan's condition, we went back to our hotel room and I just cried. I broke down. People keep telling me, "You're so strong." You would be too. It's the only option.
Extraordinary changes have happened at BC Children's Hospital in the last 40 years. There were so many illnesses, cancers, conditions and syndromes that kids simply didn't survive.
I always knew what had happened to my uncle, and I didn't want that for my child. Nobody wants to see their kid suffer like that. Chris and I knew we had no choice. We had to bring him in for transplant. I wasn't going to let him just die. We had to take the risk.
Through research, cutting-edge equipment, and exceptional care funded by donors, today we are able to treat so many children, even those with conditions like Rowan's, so they can go on and live long and happy lives.
When we were discharged from the hospital, it was amazing seeing Rowan just be a kid again, wearing normal clothing, running around with other children. Moments like that make me so thankful that BC Children's Hospital exists, that the nurses and doctors there are doing their jobs so well, and that research has brought us to a place where someone like my child has a chance at a normal life. This disorder in our family, after generations of pain and death, will end with us. It won't affect our family ever again. And that's so wonderful. BC Children's Hospital did that for us.
Today, Rowan is an active 5-year-old with nothing but time, all because you made sure the right care was available at the right moment. Every child deserves our very best, and that's exactly what you give them. It's for these children that I'm asking you to give a special donation today. We have kids right now waiting for advancements that will improve specialized care, change outcomes, and allow them to live long and healthy lives. We cannot change the future for sick children without your support.
Thanks for donating the hospital for really sick people.
I'll forever be grateful for the donations to BC Children's Hospital Foundation. Without that, I wouldn't have a son. My life would not be how it is now. I would have come home without my baby. Thank you for saving his life.
All right, I've just made friends with Rowan. He's 5 years old. This is his mom, Kristen, and his dad, Chris. They're from Victoria, but they have spent a lot of time over here at BC Children's Hospital. You learned about something you'd never heard of, something many of us never heard of. What is Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome?
Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome is a rare disease. It's 1 in 250,000. It is a bleeding and immune deficiency disorder. So his bone marrow didn't work very well at all.
So you spent a lot of time here. What sort of treatment did Rowan receive? I mean, he's obviously happy and healthy, and it's a lot of energy.
Yeah, clearly his treatment was successful. He had a bone marrow transplant in 2014, so he underwent chemotherapy and then received donor cells from outside of North America.
Mm-hmm. What was it like being at this facility?
At first it was terrifying. It was really hard to get used to the routine and understanding what was going on, but we had such wonderful support. Everyone here was incredible, and we were able to relax eventually, and I found that I slept very soundly knowing someone was watching my child all the time, making sure he was fine.
Yeah, and what do you think of this place, Rowan? Did you have fun here?
Yes.
What did you do here?
Don't remember.
Oh, okay. It was
He
a
was
long
so
time.
little.
It's a long time ago. You were so little.
Yeah.
But you're back here and you've got a great hat and a bow tie. Yeah. So I wanted to ask you, stories like Rowan's really illustrate the great work that's done at this facility. Why is it important to you personally that people support all of the staff here, all of the people here that are just trying to help out?
Supporting the staff and everything here because they do save lives, like our sons. They do amazing work, and they need all the donations they can get to make life-saving decisions and choices for kids' lives.
Yeah, it's a great example of why people should help out right here. We'll throw it back to you.
Yes.
All right. Do you know what it is this weekend? It's Miracle Weekend here at Global BC and BC One. And one of the biggest events got underway recently, the RBC Run for the Kids. Our Julia Foy is down there at Children's Hospital with more on this. Hi, Julia.
Hi, Jen. You know what? The race started out pretty early this morning. We were down sharing some stories, meeting some families, and right now I'm going to introduce you to another miracle family. Welcome, welcome, Loran family from Victoria, Kirsten, Chris. You have a special little boy called Rowan. Tell me about his journey.
Rowan was diagnosed with Wiskott-Aldrich syndrome in 2014, and that disorder had affected our family for generations. It's a bleeding and immune deficiency disorder, so needless to say, it's quite deadly.
How is he doing today? How has this journey been for you?
He had a bone marrow transplant shortly after diagnosis, and today he's an extremely healthy child. We're extremely lucky.
Dad, how tough has this been throughout this period of time where you've got such a little boy coming in so sick and needing so much help?
It was tough at the beginning because we didn't know what to expect. I mean, the staff here have been amazing. Our doctors, Dr. Wu, and all the staff here were great from the very beginning, telling us, hey, we think it's this. And then when it came back exactly what he thought, then we 100% had trust in them. And then finding the one match outside of North America was great. Wow. So yeah, one match. We weren't a match. Nobody in our family, nobody in Canada. One match outside of North America. Some lady had banged her umbilical cord, which helped. He's 5.5 now. Kindergarten, super active and rambunctious, so it's all thanks to BC Children's Hospital for that.
Wonderful, and that's what we're here today to do, is to celebrate and let people know about the great work that they do here. Now, of course, the little guy is running around. He's having a good time, as he should be, as most 5-year-olds would be. Be sure to tune into Global BC. It kicks off at 10:30, goes right through to 5:30 this afternoon. We're trying to raise some money to help other kids grow up to be healthy, beautiful people. Thank you so much for speaking to us. Back to you, Jen.
Thanks so much, Julia. What a great story. There's lots of stories like that today. If you would like to, of course, help out, the phone lines are open. If you'd like to donate, call 310-BCCH or 310-222-4, or of course, go online to miracleweekend.com.
He was suffering from asthma, and he also had a cold, which was what brought the asthma on. He woke up in the wee hours of the morning, and we gave him a whole bunch of shots of his puffer to try to see if we can help him out. And it was about 3 a.m. when we got to Children's Hospital. We got up to the counter. While we were standing there, he collapsed, and I yelled out for help. A fellow came, grabbed him with one arm, and a whole bunch of people showed up, and they started CPR on him right away. There's no pulse, and he's not breathing. And once that started to happen, I realized I had to phone Rachel right away.
I was sort of expecting to be like, okay, yeah, we're in the room now and we're getting treated. And then for him to say that, and they're trying to get his heart started again, definitely scary.
It took about 15 minutes of resuscitation, and then first going into the ICU was such a shock to see him hooked up to so many machines.
The first thing that I noticed was his chest was rising so high because they had him hooked up to an oxygen machine, and the machine was breathing for him.
When he left, he was Colton, and then it's just terrifying seeing your child like that. And it never crossed my mind that he had lost oxygen and would have a brain injury.
The brain is quite dependent on supply of oxygen and sugar, glucose, and if it's deprived of either for more than 3 to 5 minutes, you can start to see some effects similar to a stroke.
He lost his speech, he started losing his vision, and then, the paralysis set in on, especially on his left side. He lost the ability to walk and everything, and then it was like all of a sudden he couldn't do anything anymore.
Once he was well enough and the asthma was gone, and they transferred him over to Sunny Hill to start his rehabilitation there. Each therapist would see him once a day and start working on just the simple things of getting him out of bed into a wheelchair.
He started to blossom really fast.
And just, a sense of relief, maybe, just maybe he'll be who he was before.
Ready for some more? Here it comes.
On a daily basis, he could do something different, and he was regaining some of his strength.
He was able to stand up and then eventually stand on his own. And he was very motivated too. Like I've never been so impressed by somebody in my entire life.
He's pretty exceptional, that kid.
We were getting our Colton back while we were at Sunny Hill.
He needed to be able to walk with very little assistance. He achieved that after a month of being there.
We thought it could be 3 months, 6 months, a year. They couldn't tell us. Well, that's one of the reasons why we're so amazed that he recuperated so quickly.
When he was back, Dr. Meckler came in and he, said, "This is why we do what we do."
I think it truly is one of the rare miracles. We were just very fortunate to have everything happen in the right place at the right time.
You get to know these people really well, and they just become a part of you and your extended family in a way.
I have a lot of fun memories there, and they were pretty fun.
Basically, Colton is pretty much your normal active kid.
His big interests are Star Wars, lots of Star Wars, and Lego.
Scale of 1 to 10, I like Lego a 20.
You try not to take things for granted and appreciate, how truly blessed we are. Things can change in just an instant. And the Children's Hospital,
means everything.
They're everything to us. They saved our boy.
We knew from early on that was the only place to go.
It's been so much fun, and now it's the big reveal, our final total. Are you guys all ready to shout out the numbers with us? Yeah, you are. All right.
It's going to get loud.
Let's take a look at the screen. Okay, here we go, everyone. Bring us the numbers.
8, 7, 8, 5, 0, 0. 21! Wow! Pop those streamers!
$21 million. All right. You know what? We did it. We've got Dan Wally, the chair of Miracle Weekend, with us. This is your outgoing year as chair of this weekend.
That's incredible.
Just a few words on how this feels.
You know, unbelievable. The people in the province of BC, the medical care system here at BC Children's, all the volunteers, global, everyone to make this come together is simply fantastic. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you so much for your hard work too, and thank you, British Columbians. This has been such an incredible weekend, as it always is. Well done, BC. Thank you so much for everything. Happy Miracle Weekend!
Thank you.
Angels are smiling, lifted by love, awed by the children, exploring their world of pure innocence, pure love. Mothers and fathers whisper their prayers, take joy in knowing that everyone shares their faith and hope. Lost in their play, through grateful eyes, you can hear them say, thank you all, thank you, thank you all, thank you. Miracles happen with love, and with help from the angel in all. Miracles happen, oh yes they do. Here's hoping someday what happens for you, and peace comes to you from above. Miracles happen with love. Miracles happen with love, and with help from the angel and all of us. Miracles happen, oh yes they do. Here's hoping someday what happens for you, and peace comes to you from